And live we are.
Hooray!
Yay, yay, yay. Welcome, not that there's anyone currently watching, but welcome to Metal Alliance. And you've got Tim, that Thrash Metal Guy 79, and George G from George G's Room of Rock, and Tim number 2, Tim Eaton's Vinyl Vengeance. And we are here tonight to share out 10 albums that were released during our birth year. And I guess nobody has to guess Tim's unless he's throwing out that number in his name
yeah.
for reason. But
Tim's the baby.
yeah, us other two guys, we've got a little more longevity here.
Oh yeah.
Would have been a little harder finding some metal albums from the earlier years.
Well, I mean, George is probably going to be having some Beatles albums in his, so.
Yeah, I thought about.
No, actually, no. There's no Beatles albums in mine. Nope. Actually, believe it or not, no.
Was it because they didn't release one in that year?
Probably. Yeah, I think that's 70s.
That would have been the solo stuff. That would have been.
Let It Be was 70. So yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I was able to hang with most, if not heavy metal, at least some good hard rock stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Well, let's start doing it. George, we'll go ahead and let you show first, and then Tim, and then myself.
Okay, well, I was born in 1971, so I'm old. So I picked this one, and it is The Who. Who's next?
Yes.
Not heavy, but a damn good album. So it's not a heavy metal album, but although, did you see that new thing? The Roger Daltrey said that they were the first heavy metal band. The Who. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
no.
Daltrey.
I think he's drinking his own Kool-Aid, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's
he would be.
That's a great one.
He would definitely be the only one drinking it.
Yeah, really. But it's got the classics. Bob O'Reilly, Won't Get Fooled Again, Behind Blue Eyes. The whole thing is great. It's just a really good album. So that is my first one.
If they're going to call themselves the first metal band, I mean, as far as behavior on stage and Townsend's smashing his guitar and
yeah.
I kind of saw that as more of a punk move.
That's what I'm
saying. Yeah.
Punk early.
Yeah, that's more of a punk move, or especially, like the Clash and Sex Pistols and Ramones and stuff doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely had an influence on the whole heavier metal kind of stuff coming. So it definitely had the influence for that on those artists, just like Cream did and all that kind of stuff.
I was born in 1979, a mere 8 years later.
Really? And, I never would have guessed 79.
Well, I guess you would have said 82, 83.
Yeah, maybe.
So young looking.
I know.
And unfortunately, Black Sabbath didn't release an album that year, so. Then again, how their late 70s stuff ended, it probably might not have been a good one, but that's neither here nor there. First one I chose is Just a Game from Triumph.
Oh, that's a good one too, man. I just finished my Triumph collection, so that's awesome.
Canadian Power Trio.
Yeah, that's a great one. All right. The first one for me, and I was kind of being a dork, and out of the 10 that I had, I went ahead and put them in chronological order for the year. And this album came out just, I think, a couple of weeks before I was born. I almost went with their second album because it was also released in the same year, 1974. And went with that. So, of course, I was not alive when this one was first released. So I was a few months.
What is that, Queen 2?
Weeks. What's that?
What? I can't see it.
It's the self-titled Kiss.
Yes, okay. I thought it was either that or Queen 2 because I saw the way the faces were arranged.
Now I got to catch it without the light from the screen there. But so yeah, Hotter Than Hell was released later in the year, but I've got that one on vinyl, and I thought, I'm gonna go ahead with the self-titled because that one was released in January.
Wasn't damn, I can't think of the name of the album. I can picture it. Wasn't Destroyer released on this? Did they have another record that came out the year that one was put out too?
76.
Could have been.
Yeah, wasn't that and Rock and Roll Over the same year?
Yeah, 6 months apart.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See, back when you would have a couple albums in the same year by a band, now you're lucky if you get one every 3
or 4 years.
Right.
Yeah. Tim, can you see us okay? You say you have trouble seeing the album. Is the screen? Do you watch on your phone?
Yeah, the screen is like really small.
So it doesn't like this. Make it big. You can't make it bigger by doing this.
How do I
make it
hold
bigger?
On. Let me see. I don't know.
You can take the fingers to make it bigger. That we can see it better. That's what I do because I did the same thing forever. Like I can't see shit. Let's move it and I can see everything.
Uh-oh.
You just gotta touch the screen and make it bigger.
That's what she said. All right. Now I can see.
There you go. See,
all right. It wasn't full screen before. I didn't know you could do that with a video. I mean, I know how to do that with like still pictures.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do it, so I did it. I'm like, I can't see anything. For all those live streams I was doing, whatever, and I'm like, I can't see anything. But I made it bigger. So there you go. All right, my second one is E Pluribus Funk, Grand Funk Railroad.
Very cool.
So this is one of those, kind of wants to look like an album, but it's not. The CD one.
That's the one that the vinyl comes in a circular jacket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a vinyl.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, this one's got some great tunes on it, though. The what do you call it? What the hell is it? No Lies, Loneliness, good stuff on it. Come Tumbling. Maybe not popular, but really good album. I love the old Grand Funk stuff. So
let me let my stupid dog in before she barks her head off. My wife's gonna take care of it.
Diamond?
Yeah. Then she gets outside, and I don't even know what she barks at half the time.
They don't know either.
No.
I had dogs my whole life.
Literally, as soon as the door opens, she'll start barking. There's nothing that you've engaged with yet, so whatever. All right, my second album, please excuse the condition the jacket's in, but not like it's a great album cover anyway. Love Drive from Scorpions. Another questionable album cover from the Boys.
Yeah.
But not the album cover that you listen to, just the record. The record sounds fine for $6.
Can't beat that for $6.
No. And, you've got, obviously, you got the title track and you got Holiday. Loving You Sunday Mornings on there. Fantastic album of theirs.
Absolutely.
And I believe the first one with Matthias Jazz on opposite guitar. I think. Because I know they had I got Tokyo Tapes, which is the only one that I have with Uli on guitar. And I think that was the next studio album that came after, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think
that one. Shecker's on that one too. Shecker's on that one too. They're both on. Both the Shecker brothers and Matthias are on that. I don't know what tracks they're on, but yeah.
Yeah, that always kind of was like weird to me. The Shaker brothers had this weird rivalry after Michael left, and then he was still coming to record some stuff with the band. So I'm wondering if the younger Spanker wasn't in the studio when Michael would come do his.
Well, you'll never know.
I'm sure we can look it up. Everything's on the internet these days. True or not.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's real.
All right. February 15th, 7 days before I was born.
Oh, yeah. That's an awesome album.
Out of the ones with Coverdale, this would be my favorite of the three. It's classic.
Yeah,
remember seeing this one as a kid in the stores, and I didn't get my CD copy until probably my teenage years. But very cool album cover and great track listing.
I actually have that on vinyl. My wife found it for like $2 at some garage sale somewhere.
I got mine at a flea market, and I think I paid like $6 for it. That's a very underrated era for Deep Purple.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Glenn Hughes fan, so some of that stuff, like from Stormbringer, especially, but that album right there, that's I would put that probably in my top 6 or 7 Deep Purple albums.
I think it's top 3 for me. I love that album.
That one would rank somewhere in the 3 and 4 range.
Yeah. All right. My next one is the debut from Budgie.
Nice. I need to get them in my collection. I really do.
It's opening with Guts is a freaking awesome, like heavy freaking song. That's what got hooked me on the band. Just when I heard that song, hooked me on it. That's what this, of course, this was too. It said it. Crash Course and Ranger. They have it on the other album too. They have 2 albums. Why I don't know. But yeah, they have like a lot of songs they do the very acoustic-y stuff. They go right to the heavy stuff. Acoustic. It's really, really good.
Weren't they a trio too?
Yep.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Yep. We lost Burt Shelley a couple years ago. Very Geddy Lee-like, especially on the early albums.
Looks like
excellent band.
Sounds like them.
Yeah, excellent band though. Really underrated, even though people do talk like in this kind of thing. We all talk about it, but outside this, no one would know who Budgie was. If it wasn't for Metallica, you wouldn't have known who they were at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it wasn't for their Bread Fan cover, I never would have. Their covers album opened me up to a lot of bands I hadn't listened to before.
Yeah.
Misfits, Blue Oyster Cult, Merciful Fate.
Nick Cave, the Nick Cave song that they did, that got me, I went out and bought their greatest hits, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Cool.
I don't care what anybody says about post '80s Metallica. I love Hetfield's voice, and I'm one of those people that's really grateful that Bob Rock really tapped into his tone of his voice and would actually, make that come out. I'm going to make Ron really happy now. I'm going to show the debut Saxon album.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That's Ron.
Not a favorite of mine, but nonetheless, it's better than most stuff that comes out these days. This is a reissue for sure that I snagged off of Amazon, I think. Didn't pay a whole lot for it.
That one's got Styling to the Highway on it, right? I don't know. I can't remember that for some reason.
Yeah, that's the first song on side 2.
Yeah, and Still Fit the Boogie. I love that song. It's such a goofy song, but it's a great song.
Yeah, that's
that album.
Song number 3 on side 2.
There you go.
Very cool. Very cool. So if you're pleasing Ron, this one would please Scott Waters.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Aerosmith's second one. Get Your Wings. Not my favorite of theirs, but it's early Aerosmith, so it's fantastic.
Did you?
Toys in the Attic and Rocks are my 2 go-to.
Yeah.
Did you see my video where I ranked the 70s Aerosmith albums?
I did.
Don't think I did.
Between that one, Rocks, and Toys, they always are so interchangeable in my top 3. It's really hard to nail down from those 3 and even draw the line. Could be I think their first 4 or 5 albums. If anybody said any one of those was their favorite, I don't think I'd be able to argue with them.
Yeah. And like you say, George, everybody has their own opinion. If somebody said the first Aerosmith, I'd be like, yeah, more power to you. If that.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's the one that folks heard first. So Toys in the Attic was the first Aerosmith.
Yeah,
me too.
But Rocks. Yeah. I went to helped out at a 38 Special concert and years ago in Florida, and they had Rocks on repeat, like for I think it was probably an hour before the band even came on stage, and they just played it over and over again, and you get tired of it. It's such a killer album.
My first Aerosmith full-length album was Pump.
And that's a great one too. Of course, different era, different.
A lot of people hate on that album, and I can kind of understand a little bit because you got the real ballady ballad at the end. Janie's Got a Gun was probably overplayed, but like songs like Young Lust, Medicine Man, Don't Get Mad, Get Even are just fantastic songs.
See, and I think Permanent Vacation is killer too. I put
both. That was one of my. That's one of my favorites too.
Lesser tracks are still great.
You know, how was that album called? Done with Mirrors, I think is highly underrated.
Very, very underrated. Great album there too. That's another one that people all talk about. They never mentioned Rocks, Toys and the Eye, Get Your Wings, and Permanent Vacation, and then Pump. But that's really it when they really talk about them. The other ones really get ignored.
I think I have everything from your 80s.
Rock in a Hard Place is a good album.
Yeah, and a lot of people put that out because there's no Perry or Whitford.
Yeah, very true.
But I think
rock albums.
I think a lot of people underestimate Tom Hamilton's role in that band. Especially in the 70s and the 80s, a lot of bass players are overlooked. But not that I think he was, writing a whole bunch of their hits or anything, but like when you've got bass lines like he's gotten the Draw the Line title track, and stuff like that, he's got a very distinct sound in his bass and very what I like to kind of call holding the track, in place with his bass playing. He's not following the rhythm guitar. He's not going all over the place doing his own thing like a Geddy Lee or anything, but he's holding everything steady in the song while still kind of being able to move around in the song.
Very true. Whose turn is it? Oh, my turn?
Yep.
All right, I'm going with one of my favorite guitar players who passed away a few years ago, Mountain, Nantucket Sleigh Ride. I absolutely love Leslie West. I had the pleasure to meet him years ago. Really nice guy. That's when he got paid. He had both his legs were amputated, but he still played his guitar. He played a little stuff for us at the signing, so it was really cool. So, but this was really good. Don't Look Around is a great tune. It's Nantucket Sleigh Ride, The Animal Trainer, and The Toad. Another great tune. Classic album. So, love the early Mountain stuff. So, had to put that one on there.
These mine are going in reverse alphabetical just because that's kind of how I grabbed them.
That's fine.
This next one was one of 3 albums from this artist I got in my first 6 when I started collecting vinyl. And I can tell you all 6. My first 6 were Angel, White Hot.
Awesome.
Queen. What's it called? Night of the Opera.
Good one.
Rush 2112. And then there was 3 Nugent albums starting with State of Shock, which is what I'm showing here. Weekend Warrior and there was another one, Scream Dream. I bought all 3 of those at the same time.
I love Scream Dream.
Fantastic album. One that doesn't get talked about a lot. I think when his late 70s material kind of happened after the Double Live Gonzo, no, I don't think a lot of his stuff got paid attention to because it wasn't Cat Scratch Fever, it wasn't Free for All, but this is still a solid album. Like, there's no bad songs on it.
Love that album cover too. All right, next up, continuing with 74. This one was released in March 18th. First Rush album. So, of course, before Neil Peart joined the band, but this is just another, it's not proggy in any way. Not that their second and third album screamed prog, but this is just another great hard rock album.
That's my favorite Rush album.
It's just great rockin' tunes. Even if you take away Finding My Way and Working Man, the other songs are.
Working Man's a great song too.
Yeah, I'm just saying those are more the well-known ones.
Oh, okay.
The overplayed songs. The overplayed songs.
Covered Working Man on their State of Emergency album from 24, I think it was.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But yeah, I would recommend anybody, if they're looking to check out Rush, I would actually tell them to start with this one. Moving Pictures, that would be fine too, but I would say start here and move through the catalog.
My first exposure to Rush was their first live album, All the World's a Stage.
Mine too, yeah.
Which is 3 years before my birthday. And the ironic part about it is my name is in the liner notes. And obviously it's not me, because I was -3. But I always thought that was kind of funny. And then the album of theirs I bought after that was it was 2 CDs, Chronicles. That was basically my introduction to Rush.
Yeah. I couldn't stand Geddy Lee's voice, so when I heard All the World's a Stage and Fly By Night, I kind of liked Fly By Night, the song, but I couldn't get into them. My brother was a big fan, and one of his friends.
Yeah, I got to take Rush in like small doses.
I picked up Presto. Now, granted, most the nerdy prog fans are going to be like, oh, anything after I don't know, Hemispheres, but I loved Presto. And at that point, his voice had kind of mellowed a little bit. And then I started picking up. I went back and got 2112 and All the World's a Stage. Picked up Chronicles, and yeah, now I have everything they've released and love the band.
Me too.
Anybody who doesn't like him, you just gotta let it soak in. A little bit here, a little bit there.
Definitely, gotta be in the mood for them too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Another band I looked at that didn't have one in 79. A lot of the bands I wanted to have one, they have one in 78 and they have one in 80, but not in 79.
I had that too with a few.
That's what happens. What are you gonna do? All right. Well, you guys know this band, Dust?
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Dust.
Dust.
My friend Steve got me into this band. Of course, it's got Richie Weiss, who produced the first 2 Kiss albums, and Mark Bell, who is Marky Ramone.
Yeah, that's
right. And Kenny Arneson, who did so many different things. So really great band. Really, they only had the 2 albums, but this one is my favorite. And the song "From a Dry Camel" is 9 minutes long. My friend Steve's like, "When I get married, that's my wedding song." I said, "Yeah, I don't think your wife's going to go for that." But I'd love to be there when that happens. But it's great tunes on it.
I've got a re-release that has both albums together. I think I've got both the CD and the double vinyl.
Yeah, but it's got Stone Woman Chasing Ladies, and it's got a great Lovely Hard, and the instrumental Loose Goose is another great one. So absolutely love this album though. So check it out.
If your friend can get away with it, he should make that 9-minute song the song that his wife comes out to. So if he has to take 9 minutes coming down the aisle.
Oh God!
Could you imagine? If it takes that full 9 minutes, she might start rethinking her commitment.
That's true. I will suggest that to him. I don't think he's getting married anytime soon.
So I have one where there's 2 albums in the same year, and I'm actually going with the second one released. And they're kind of like my co-favorites by this band. I absolutely love Motorhead, as you can see. We're going to go with the Bomber album.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Stone Dead Forever, All the Aces, Bomber, Dead Man Tell No Tales, Sweet Revenge, which is actually my favorite Motorhead song, not one of the faster ones. And the first time I heard that song was actually Brazilian death metal band Crisian had an album called Assassination, and they did a cover of that on there. That's how I found out about that song.
Yeah, that's a great one. All right, May 8th, 1974. UFO
Oh, yeah.
phenomenon. And the
I still need that.
first one with Shanker. Yeah, I need this one. I need to try and get a copy on vinyl. This one, Rock Bottom, of course, Doctor.
Mhm.
You know, some lesser tracks, Queen of the Deep, Space Child. So there was maybe just a slight tinge of still the space rock in
Little
there, but for the with Shanker in there, they definitely started showing signs of where they were heading in the next few years. And that's another band that was kicking out albums almost yearly.
Man.
Yeah.
And another one that had 78 and 80, but didn't have one of 79.
Yeah.
I was looking at them. I was looking like Uriah Heep, and
Yeah,
like, come on, somebody help me.
I had that issue with Sabbath and Uriah.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because the next one is Uriah Heep. Look at yourself.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Yeah,
there you go. Any one of those 70s albums are great from the first one on through the whole 70s.
Yeah.
The whole catalog is just stellar. So David Byron was a great freaking singer. So great stuff on this one. July Morning is epic. Great tune there. Look at yourself. The title track. Great stuff though. You guys know it. Everyone knows it.
And of course, the original LP's got the shiny silver.
Yeah, like a mirror.
You can
see
your distorted face in it. It's not really.
The funny thing about that, is I could have went with Blue Oyster Cult Mirrors, and it's got a mirror. I had just figured out what my 10th one was going to be. I was like, no, I'm going to cut it off. Otherwise, I'll be sending a message, hey, we need to turn it to 15. I've been like, no, we're not doing 15.
Yeah, I had to pass on a Blue Oyster Cult myself.
So this band put out 2 in 79, but one of them was a live album. And the album for that tour was this bad boy. Helmet Clever, a.k.a. Killing Machine from the mighty Judas Priest.
Yeah, great.
Thankfully, they had an album out in 79.
Love that album. That's one of my faves from Priest.
And I have a 70s Priest album ranking as well on my channel.
I watched it. I watch all your videos, Tim. I watch all.
Yeah, somebody over there is slacking.
Come on, Timothy's in school. He's teaching stuff. He's tired.
I try. Especially the more folks you follow, then the harder it gets. But I'm not going to unfriend somebody or stop following them because.
Look, I will tell you, I'm probably one of the worst people to watch everybody else's videos. I really am. I just end up with other stuff I'm doing, and I just never. Sometimes I'll get to them, sometimes I don't. Yeah. So people don't get to mine until 6 months after it came out. I don't care.
You're busy. You're working weird hours when you got time. You got a family too. My kids are grown up. I can do what I want.
Yeah,
my kids are grown up. I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Funny
thing is, my younger daughter, started her first job this past week. Yeah, so he works at a local pizza place up there. And though I've already asked, they don't do family discounts. So, yeah.
Well, hope you good luck on her new job. That's great.
He's a high school kid, getting a little bit of hours.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good place to start. Really, pizza place is good to get with people and see how things are. Hopefully, your boss is nice and not a jerk. Because that's always a problem when you first start a job.
Like 95% of the reason why people quit jobs isn't the job itself; it's who you work with and work for.
Yeah, that's why my son keeps his job because he likes who he works with. He hates his job, but people he work with are nice to him, so that's why he stays there.
Well, I'm going to throw out a curveball this time, something you might not see coming. Green Police by Cheap Trick. And I never really listened to them until my ex-wife had bought me a Guitar Hero game for PlayStation 2. And this song was on it. and it didn't exactly hook me onto them, but it was enough to when I saw this for the whole $8 it is, I went ahead and picked it up. And I'm not going to sit there and say I'm a huge Cheap Trick fan because I'm not. But every once in a while, they're worth a listen.
Yep, they're a good one. So it looks like we got Mr. Ron watching us.
Pervert.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
In the shadows. All right, next up for me, May 17th, 1974. Budgie.
Oh, there you go.
In for the Kill. Of course, the other one, Crash Course in Brain Surgery, and this particular version's got a bunch of bonus tracks. So this was I'm trying to see who did these re-releases. NPL, I don't know. It's MCA Records. I think that's the original, but I only have a few of these re-releases, but it's kind of, I think Priest and Maiden also did this with some of their re-releases, where if you buy them all, it kind of, the spine shows picture.
Yeah.
I've only got 3, so, and at this
point. Yeah,
point,
I've got a few of the Priest ones.
Yeah, I think In for the Kill, Van Halen used to cover that in early days.
Yeah,
what I read.
I wish the Van Halen camp would release some live stuff from Hagar, or not Hagar, from Roth. Especially earlier stuff. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure there's Boots out there, but Boots are tough to come by. And I wish
they have something out. They must have something out there.
Yeah, I would love to hear them. Even at club days, I'd love to just hear them, goofing around in the club or cover songs.
Yeah. That's up to
someday,
them.
maybe.
You never know.
I mean, they're kicking out all the Sammy stuff now, so maybe in the near future.
You never know.
I'm
going to see Sammy next month.
Oh,
cool. No, this month. No, it's June. Yeah, June next month. What do you want to call it? Yeah.
Is he
He's playing over here?
One of the bands that he's a part of, or is he doing a kind of a solo?
It's doing that best of both worlds again, but he's just doing. I think he's doing different tracks. We saw him 2 years ago. My wife won tickets, so that's why we're going. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I just couldn't get down with the Van Hagar era, and I love Sammy solo. I love Sammy and Montrose, but I really think, and I know this is what Eddie wanted to do. He wanted to get more radio friendly, and that's what they did, and I couldn't stand it. It did not click with me at all.
I got brainwashed into that too. In middle school, I was on the football team, and the summer and the fall that we were preparing for the season, every day while we were in the locker room, both pre-practice and post-practice, somebody had made a mixtape of Appetite for Destruction and 5150. And so it was the same songs every day that we had practice. And so I was familiar with both of the albums already, but you would think that it would have burnt me out. And maybe it did for a little while, but I love 5150. I still think it's a fantastic album.
It just always reminds me of that line in Airheads when they're talking to the record guy, and they're like, "Whose side did you take, Van Halen or David Lee Roth?" And it's funny to say I took a side when I was barely oblivious to the world at 5. When 5 or 6, when the split happened, I didn't even know about Van Halen or any of that stuff. But
nobody had to take a side. That was like people that were like Metallica or Megadeth. There was no.
And those are the ones I
was like, no, I can't.
Those are the ones I really think are retarded. With the ones I only like Metallica when they had Dave Mustaine. Bitch, you're 17 now, so I know you weren't sitting in the Bay Area watching them play with Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I can understand, like, when you have like a Sepultura split, when there's been enough albums and actual produced material to make a decision on what side you like. I mean, unless you're finding demos and like every single demo they ever did, official and non, don't hop on the Dave Mustaine or Metallica thing. I really hate the one where it said Metallica was just Megadeth before Dave fired them all. I really hate that one too. And I'll get off that soapbox and let George continue our thing.
You just say your piece, Tim. You have every right.
Yeah, but we'll be here for 3 hours, and I know none of us needs that.
All right. My next one is actually my favorite album from Alice Cooper. Love it to death.
Nice.
I don't want it's my favorite. It's just my favorite. Something about it just connects with me. So every song, and it's a Black Juju still has that kind of first two albums like the quirkiness to it. So, but the rest of the songs aren't anything like that. So I had to
Time
pick
for
this
the
one. Still my
transition.
favorite. Still my
And
yeah.
that's really the album where they start to really become a real hard rock band. Like those first couple albums are, you don't know what they're really doing, to be honest. And it doesn't sound like they know what they're really doing, to be honest.
No,
But
I love
with
it. I
that
love the back
album,
cover. I love the
you
back
know,
cover.
Yeah.
and I think the particular song on that album that really gets them where they would eventually go as a band and then him as a solo artist is "I'm 18," which is on that
Yeah,
album.
Yeah.
And I
I would
think
agree. I would agree.
when you're young enough to, even though you're not 18, to somewhat kind of maybe resonate with 18-year-olds or those about to be 18 or just after 18,
Yep.
you get an anthem for somebody. And when you have an anthem for any demographic, that's gonna get you, skyrocketing and getting more and more notice.
And Ron, I'm pretty
No, Ron.
sure Killer
No,
came after. I think that was the
eh,
next
eh,
one.
that would have been my next choice. But I had
Killer's
only
been
I didn't want to
great one
pick
too.
one from both. I want to pick one
And
from each band instead of picking two.
Killer is
Killer's
my
great though.
favorite. Killer is my favorite Alice Cooper album.
Killer has my favorite song, "Under My Wheels." That's my favorite song by
It's got Under
any
My
of the songs.
Wheels. It's got Dead Babies, which is a favorite for me. Moving on. I had plans to spin a record from this band tonight. It was a different one. And then when I looked up to see if they had one from 79, and they did, going all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, for Blackfoot with Stripe.
Oh damn, love Blackfoot.
Not a band I listen to a whole lot, but when the mood strikes, no pun intended, I guess. This one, Marauder was the one I was gonna play tonight, but when I saw this one, I was like, well, I might as well make it that one instead.
I recently got the live album on CD, and it's killer. If you haven't tracked that one down.
Is it Highway Song, that one?
Highway Song Live, yeah.
Yeah, I still gotta get that one. It's on that one.
And
Yeah.
if you can get the Rock Candy version, it's got a good bio. It kind of explains what was going on with the band during that time. They were huge in the UK. Pretty much ignored here, and they were told not to go over there, and they pretty much said, screw it, we're going, because they knew they had such a big fan base. And then they came back, and things they didn't recover over here. I guess the follow-up albums were,
The thing with them too, though, is we throw around these big four of everything recently, and they were part of a big four of their own in Jacksonville. You had that big four of the Southern rock thing. You had them and Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet, all kind of right there.
Outlaws.
And
can't forget the Outlaws.
Yep, and the Outlaws too. All right, so Big Five. We'll make it a Big Five because we can.
There's no rules.
Right on. All right, let's see. Next up for me, May 24th, 1974. Self-titled
good one too.
company, which is, I would say, their best. I mean, there's definitely great songs on follow-up albums, but this was my dad's copy. He wasn't spinning the vinyl any longer, so this was a hand-me-down, but it's in great condition.
Cool.
Probably the very first band you could coin the term supergroup with.
Yeah.
Yep. Simon Kirke, Mick Ralphs, Paul Rodgers. I think Paul Rodgers is a fantastic singer. My dad argues with me. He doesn't care for him, but I think he was underrated.
Yeah. Definitely one of the best singers out there, though. Paul Rodgers. Okay, my next one is Deep Purple, Fireball.
Nice.
This is one that has Anyone's Daughter doesn't have the Demon's Eye, which I'd rather have that song. But the remaster has it both. This is an old copy, so. But of course, Fireball is a classic song. One of my favorite songs on it is "No One Came." It's an odd song, but it's my favorite song on here. So great tune.
You can't go wrong with Deep Purple, really.
No,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the new album too. So
It's been a while since I've listened to that one. I need to give it a spin, but I busted this one out yesterday.
Rapture of the Deep, yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's some good tunes on it.
And of course, they've got a new one that's on pre-order now. They've been kicking out some albums in the last few years. I'm glad while they still can.
Oh, is it already pre-order for it already?
Yeah, I saw it pre-listed on Amazon. I haven't.
Oh, cool. I have to. When is it coming out? Do you know?
I think it's in the fall, late summer, early fall.
Oh, okay. I wait till it gets closer to before I pre-order. So. Don't have too much stuff coming up, and this is coming, and then I'll just wait. I got 2 pre-orders already coming this month.
So I've got so many pre-orders. If I didn't put it down, if I didn't write it down, I'd be in trouble because I'd end up forgetting.
Well, then it's always like a surprise when it comes.
Yeah, but the problem behind that is if it doesn't come, if somebody screws up and you pay for it, at least that way you see other people, start showing up online. And then you're like, wait a second, I ordered that and mine hasn't shown up. I need to start looking into it.
That's what happened to me with the last Majestic album a couple years ago. People were getting this, and I didn't get it for weeks later. Something screw up with that too.
That one was that one was, I think it was AFM Records. They didn't press enough. I finally ended up just getting it on CD.
Yeah, I got it on CD too. Talking about I Am the Weapon, right?
Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah. I need that that Dark Angel to be better available.
Yeah, that's
what, the new one.
That
one was in Canada, and
you can only buy it through that website, and it's like $27 with shipping. It's more just for a CD. I said I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I ended up getting
it's too much.
But if the band had them, send a box of them to them, and then they could have shipped them out from California, it would have been easier on the fans.
Yeah.
Well, you had people online. Well, Gene did that on purpose because he really doesn't want anyone to have to hear this album. And I'm like, no, I doubt very seriously if you worked that hard on an album. First of all, I don't think Gene would let the songs become an album if he didn't like what was going on.
It's a good album. I don't know where all the hate came from, but I thought it was good. George, I know you mentioned you liked it. It's you can't compare it to the last 2 albums that they did because they were so far. They were back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that though with a lot of bands. They just don't, they come back with a comeback album. It's not the same. Well, they're not the same people anymore. They don't write the same. They have different ideas in their head. They've grown, and they're just not going to sing about, what they sang about before,
Yeah, different producers, different studios, different technology, and Ron is 25 years older than he was. So, yeah, he's going to sound a little different. But
exactly.
It's a good album.
My next one, since we've been talking about some underrated albums, I've got one for Scott Waters. Another Aerosmith, Night in the Ruts. The first one to not have Brad Whitford, enter Jimmy Crespo. And I really think this album kind of brings them, I don't want to say necessarily back, but I think, because early on, Aerosmith was very highly influenced by blues stuff. And I think kind of the little bit later they got more jazz influence, I think, really. The couple albums before this one, I think this one kind of really brought that blues roots kind of back.
Hey, and the inner sleeve, I thought Brad Whitford is on that one.
He might be on the inner sleeve, but he's not on the back cover. He's not on the front cover.
The inside, does it say who's on the album? Or they didn't even bother
Let's
doing
see.
it? I'm just curious. You mentioned that before, and I forgot. I thought he was on that
Let's
one.
see.
He wasn't on the next one.
Okay, so Brad is on the inner sleeve, but he's not on the outer or the back part. He is on the inner
Okay.
sleeve, though.
Okay. Maybe he's
Kind of
playing on a
a
couple tracks to the left. Maybe.
Creatures of the Night fiasco, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah. Quite possible.
Oh, got another comment from Ron. Aerosmith is always influenced by blues. They never stopped it. It's just got more pop oriented over the years. Yeah, they were definitely, especially guitar playing. Those guys were very had a lot of bluesiness to them, much in the same way that Led Zeppelin did. All right, next up for me, not one of my favorites from this band, but I wasn't gonna pass up the opportunity of pulling out. So this one was September 6th, and Rock-a-Rolla, or the original cover.
I like the other cover better.
I do too. I feel like the original cover was just like maybe a bit too cheesy.
Yeah, and I
think that's something you would expect to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they did the expected, thinking it was going to be safe.
And I think the artist that did this, I think was the same guy that did Scorpions. I think, some of the Scorpions, their best of CD, and I think their second album. So, but yeah, I've never heard the story behind it. I don't know if that was their decision to do that or if this was for the U.S. pressings. But
I know that Rob said they were definitely disappointed in how the album sounded because I guess the demos of it sounded a lot heavier than I guess the final production made it.
It's a very moody album. I mean, I probably, like most of the fans, I go towards their second LP before I put this one in. But if you're looking for some proto metal, it's the Winter and Deep Freeze, that run of the mill. There's some good tracks on here. It's just
Never Satisfied's a great track.
Mm-hmm.
I love the title. I love the title track. I always like the title track.
Yeah, it's just a fun song.
Cheer's a really good song too. They really could have made that a great debut EP if they cut some of the fat away.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. All right. Well, it's time to make Tim happy.
Sabbath.
Had to have Sabbath on there, especially this one.
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody would, since I didn't get to have one.
That's why I thought I'd make you happy. Great album. Not saying anything else about it. Into the Void is probably my favorite song on here. So,
and my favorite Sabbath album.
No words. Yes, I know. That's why I thought I'd make you happy. I knew it would. Don't have to talk about it. We all know. It's all embedded in our brains now.
Right. My last one is actually the very first one I thought of when I thought of my birth year. The last album to feature their original singer, well, original on record anyway. The Mighty Highway to Hell from AC/DC.
Yeah, awesome. My favorite one by them still.
I gotta go with Let There Be Rock for my favorite. I think that's what I put in my ranking. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
All right. Well, speaking of Scorpions, November 1st, and this is, I could be wrong, but I do think this might be the same artist that did the Rock-a-Rolla, the one with the dude on the front cover there. But so Fly to the Rainbow.
Got good stuff on that too.
Shot from the guy flying away.
Very weird cover. Very bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, great album, but again, another kind of see this one as a transition. It's pulling away from the first one that was really spacey.
Yeah.
But definitely hadn't gotten into the full hard rock metal groove that we got into after this one. But yeah, great classic metal album.
We still got one more to go, right? Tim says last one. You got one more, right, Tim?
Tim doubled up. He did 2 in a row. So
okay.
I
didn't know you did. Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, you showed 2.
Hey, if you have another one,
you get another one. You get another one. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Tim's got 20 on the side of him, ready to go.
Well, he said he had some others he wanted to do. So
there's a great
George,
shot with him.
Go, and then we'll let him go again. And
all right. Well, I had to show this one. It's one of my favorite bands ever.
Yes.
Led Zeppelin.
Awesome.
For the one, yes, overplayed, all the songs are, but it's a classic. It's one of my favorite Zeppelin albums. I absolutely love Led Zeppelin, so
yeah.
So I can't go wrong with it.
Oh,
so again, don't
need
need words with that one.
Yeah, y'all must have picked 11.
No, this is my 10th one.
I got 10, dude.
But
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 on the couch. 10.
You showed 2 at once, though.
Yeah.
No, you said there were 2 that were released in the year, but I only showed 1.
Yeah, you remember when you held up the Cheap Trick? That was you had just done one, and then you did Cheap Trick.
Oh, so technically,
it's okay, Tim.
I did my 9th and 10th at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no rules. You can put another one out. Put another one.
I already got one.
So again, show it.
Oops. All right. Well, I got the debut on the turntable right now. It was Van Halen 2.
There you go.
Love it. All right, my last one is not a dazzler. This one was released in November 8th of 1974. Great band.
Yeah.
So album. It's not bad, but it's not. It's not.
It shows promise what they were going to become, though.
Yeah. There's some decent tracks on there. There's definitely some sleepers, but not bad. Love the album cover.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So actually, I had yesterday I was listening to some of the BBC recordings, and some of the tracks from this album show up on there, and some of that album, it may have been the production, because not that they turn in full on rockers, but some of the live BBC stuff, just guitar tone sounds better and drumming.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool.
So there we go. 10, 10, and 10.
But I went to 11.
Oh, well,
11. Tim went to 11. Like he always does.
Spinal Tap would be proud. Or Manowar.
Cool.
Big Spinal Tap would probably be prouder.
Oh, yeah. Nigel. Violet. Good stuff there, Ron. Yep.
Yeah. And let's see. He's got Journey. Yeah, some of those early Journey albums are worth checking out.
They're very different than SB Perry era. Very different.
They're definitely more proggy before Steve Perry shows up.
Yeah, I've even got like a mid-period instrumental album by Journey. I think I've only listened to it once or twice, so I can't really pass judgment on it. But there's no vocals on it. Let's see if I can track down the title here quick. But every once in a while they would pull something out that was a little different. It is called Dream After Dream.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I'll go grab it. It's even the album cover. It doesn't scream Journey.
That's always different.
At least with me pulling it out, that'll get me to put it on the turntable later so I can give it another listen.
Oh, no, nothing familiar. Even the cover's not familiar.
And it is Columbia, so it wasn't. It wasn't
What year?
It's not a bootleg. 1980.
Oh no, I never even knew it came out. It's the same band called Journey.
Yeah, it's Steve Perry. Now I guess there is some vocals, but I don't remember much in the way of vocals. But Steve Perry,
Never knew.
Greg Rowley keyboards, Neil on guitars, Steve Smith drums, and Ross
Wow.
On bass.
Maybe,
never knew it. Didn't even know it existed.
Maybe Perry played the tambourine.
Maybe. So yeah, it's been a while since I've given that one a spin. It's odd. It's it wasn't bad, but it wasn't. Song titles: Destiny, Snow Themes, Sand Castles, A Few Coins, Moon Theme.
That's weird.
The Rape. That's kind of.
Yeah,
and then
the
next song is Little Girl. So maybe some of the content or just the Columbia might have been like, yeah, we're gonna let that one just kind of fade
maybe
into, obscurity.
Zero promotion whatsoever.
Yeah.
The band didn't even know it got released.
That's funny. That's funny.
So yeah, the first three would be more the better go-to than that one. Oh, looks like we got some more. We got some more messages here from Ron. That's he's talking about the first three. Because guys had just come from Santana. Yep, good point. And he said Dream After Dream is a soundtrack.
See, Ron knows. We need Ron. Ron, come back on. What are you doing?
That's why it's mostly instrumental. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
We miss you, Ron. Come on back with us.
Yeah. We'll even let you host, so I don't have to go through this.
I would do it myself. I don't do everything on my phone. I don't have a tablet and a computer, so I wouldn't have to do it on my phone. I wouldn't know how it would work it.
It's easier with the PC.
Yeah, that's why I'll probably get a tablet one day. It probably work better, but I haven't done that yet. So, but once you get a tablet, it'd be easier. You can see everything. I'm like, that's fine. When I get more people watching, then maybe I'll do a live thing. We'll see what happens.
I've got to get a new computer. Mine's probably going on close to 10 years now, and it's.
Where did Tim go?
Went for a stroll.
I had to go drain the living room.
Okay.
Ron said the movie was Yuma. That's the soundtrack for the Dream After Dream. He says,
see, Ron's a man.
And definitely easier with laptop or desktop. Yeah. Yeah, as far as hosting something like this, it's not user friendly with the phone.
Yeah, I miss the bands from him and Tim all the time.
Yeah,
but it's always on the Facebook Messenger, and it's always fun to read the two of them. It's so funny.
You only get one chance at this life, right?
Yeah.
Might as well make fun of some stuff.
You two are entertaining.
That's right. Very cool. Well, cool. What have you been listening to, guys, recently? Anything good?
Hope it's everything good.
Well, yeah, it's all good. But
I've gotten so much new stuff I haven't even had a chance to spin yet.
If you guys haven't listened to this,
what is that? I listened to it before. What is that?
It's a live.
It's above the Remains. It's a 8-song live album from 89 in Germany.
Oh.
I think it came from a bootleg because it kind of sounds bootleg-ish. But it's from the Beneath the Remains tour. You've got Primitive Future, Inner Self, Escape to the Void, Sarcastic Existence, Lobotomy, Troops of Doom, cover of Holiday in Cambodia from the Dead Kennedys, and the title track of Beneath the Remains. When was this released? This was
I believe that
uh,
live came from this re-release. So this was a
Oh,
two CD, and I do believe you said. Does it say where that
it
performance
was
was?
just live in Germany is all it says.
West Germany. So yeah, this is. I believe it's the same show, September 22nd, 1989.
Yeah, it
So
looks like it was released in as this. It was released in 2018,
yeah,
cool.
and let's see, little Stormtroopers of Death. This is a 30th anniversary. So the weird thing is, I'm thinking that this was pressed from the 2005 CD reissue because the reissue has Live in Tokyo '99, so it would have been on their Bigger Than the Devil tour. But this was released on the 30th anniversary, so this would have been 2015.
Different songs on it, like more songs on it.
So you got two additional bonus tracks, Identity and Go.
Okay. How long were they?
And
12
then
seconds each.
for the live stuff, you've got March of the SOD, Kill Yourself, Mulatto Mosh, Speak English or Die, Fuck the Middle East / Deuce Crew, um, a bunch of pieces of songs. And then you've got Milk, United Forces Part 2, Ram It Up, and it says bonus material. I don't know what that is. I haven't listened to the second disc. I very rarely listen to the second disc of these like anniversary things, because I really just want the original studio album. So like I've got Sepultura albums of like Chaos AD, Arise, Beneath the Remains, and they have like demos of stuff. And I usually don't pay attention to that extra disc. Um, Unless I can get that needle perfect on certain covers, like on the Arise reissue, there's their cover of Orgasmatron, and
mm-hmm.
then on Chaos AD has the cover of System of the Universe on it. If it's not the first song on the disc, you have to like figure out where that groove is and get it on there just right. Um, but make Ron a little happy with some I Hear Black. I'm not going to go too much into detail else because I've got my weekly video coming up in a few days. So
Yeah, I've got a lot of new stuff that's come in that I haven't put up yet. I haven't listened to, so I'm gonna work on that over the next few days. But something I did, I got this CD, the record, which is actually this was No Remorse. So this band Graven Image, they just took everything and anything that band had released, some demo stuff, but I actually got a repress from the band of their original EP. So it's a 12-inch EP, but it's just got three songs, I think, and then they've got the duplicate songs on the B side. Really great early '80s metal. Just I think they were releasing their EP came out in '83. It's just a case of one of those would have been, should have been bands. They just had trouble keeping members, and I think it was pretty much a guitar player that was really pushing for the band. But yeah, if you happen to track this down from No Remorse, just great early '80s. And then last Sunday, my wife and I got to meet the lead singer from this band at church. You never know.
Really?
It was mainly female. So there were three ladies in the band, and then the drummer was married to one of the girls, I believe, the guitar player. And so I've had this for years, but never expected to meet anybody from the band. They were
That's
from.
pretty cool.
I don't think they were a California band. I think they were somewhere in the middle center of the country, but really good early, I guess early thrash, maybe a little power metal, speed. I don't know. It's kind of a mix. But the female fronted bands, some of them I could take them or leave them, but this one's pretty good. I think she does a pretty good job of not sounding like every other female singer out there.
Yeah, that's what's tricky about female singers in rock and metal is like you just don't want them to sound too wimpy for what they're playing. No, no offense, meant or anything, but not everybody's going to be Angela Gossow.
Or even the singer from Fear of God, that 80s band, she was intense. I can't remember, she passed away. I don't remember her name, but they were like, I put them up there with Slayer. I mean, she had a scream that would knock you over.
I like the singer from Barnabas a lot. The singer from the Headpins, not too bad.
The singer from Sentinel Beast, that band.
Yeah.
I think I've listened to them
killer.
before.
She's trans, man. She's killer.
Luna has had several different female singers, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah, I love that band. One of my favorites from that thing. But the only thing I hadn't reached the show was when I showed on my last video was the latest from Iron Flame.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them.
Well, killer album, dude. Definitely check it out. The Kingdom Torn Asunder. I got this on High Roller.
Okay.
But you can get it on Amazon too. So, but yeah, definitely check it out. I got like all arounds, but one is coming soon. So just straight up heavy metal, power metal stuff, but really good. So this one definitely was my favorite of the ones I got by them. So I would definitely check that one out. Kingdom's Torn Asunder, definitely.
Cool. And something else I was listening to earlier today, only got through the first disc. So Blaze Bayley.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
So this was pretty early in his solo career. It was, I think, after his first two solo albums.
Okay. I'm looking for the Wolfsbane stuff, but it's hard to find that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't come across that here in the States, and I think that was Deaf America, the same label that did Trouble and Danzig, and for whatever reason, I don't think they pressed a whole lot of their stuff here. You might be have better luck finding it as a boot from the UK.
Even though I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke, I am glad that they were going to include Blaze and the Maiden induction.
Yeah, me too.
With that being said, Paul and Dennis did some material together called The Original Iron Men.
Yeah, I have one of those.
I don't really know if I necessarily recommend it because I think I was expecting something different, and it was it's more journey-ish, and I was expecting like Battlezone.
Yeah, it's very poppy-ish.
Yeah,
well, that's the Diano. I've in the past grabbed something with Diano on it, and Battlezone is great, and some of the Diano solo stuff was good, but some of it was like when around the time that Halford was doing Fight, Diano did an album, and I remember getting it on CD, and I think I got rid of it as quickly as I got it. I gave it a few spins, but
it wasn't the Killers ones, was it? The Killers side for the two Killers albums. The one was really good, the other one's not so good.
Yeah, it was one of I don't know if it was Murder One. It was so long ago, I can't even remember which one.
It's right. The one I didn't like was the one that's like trying to be more Pantera kind of, but it didn't work.
Get through.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Diano when he's singing, not shouting. It just didn't work for.
Yeah. Well, they try something new.
I used to, not sure if I actually have it still. I had a DVD called Iron Maiden: The Early Years, Volume One.
Yep, that's
That was
awesome.
a very good kind of documentary-ish type thing.
Yeah.
There's two more that came after that, so if you haven't gotten them, I recommend those two. The Live
Yep.
After Death. So they did that whole era, and then there was a third one that covered Somewhere in Time, and I think No Fear for the Dying. I think it led, or at least no, Seventh Son.
Yeah.
So all three of those are great because they're double disc, and you get you've got the main documentary, but then like the one that you're talking about, there's all the extra shows that'll, even if it's not a
Yeah,
full concert, you may get 7 or 8 songs, but
because I think Volume One opens up with a video of them doing Murders in the Rue Morgue with Dickinson on vocals. I think that's how it starts off. Anyway, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's been
a long time since I've watched
It's
them.
been
But
years since I looked at it.
Yeah. That's the Beast on the Road.
Yeah,
Yeah. They didn't want to release that because they didn't like the way the footage looked. They looked kind of like dark and kind of not professional the way they filmed
it
it.
wasn't the greatest of footage. Yeah, but I mean,
That's
I
it.
think you,
That's a good one.
I think you can still see fine.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want to release it officially. I think that's what their
sorry,
whole
wrong
thing.
word.
Yeah.
So this was the
Yeah.
second one. So it's
No, not really.
again, you got the main documentary, but then there's the behind the scenes, and actually the first one is the actual concert in California. Scream for Me, Long Beach. It's I don't know that it's the same exact show that was released on the CD and the DVD and the vinyl. Something I can't help but think there were some differences. So they may have pieced together some different shows. And then there's the documentary and all the extras on the second one. And then the
Yeah.
third in the set was the 88 Made in England. And again,
Yeah. I got that right over there. They're on the floor. You can't see it from here. It's down on the floor.
so I was hoping they'd continue making those and doing them because this one, 88. So now we need one for the No Prayer for the Dying and Fear of the Dark. I love seeing those extras, seeing the band members just sharing their recollections and
Talk about
the old band.
Talk about really dark footage. The Donington show footage is really dark. Like you really can't see what's going
Really?
on that one. Yeah, because like I said before in our video we did before, I've got a copy of it on VHS. It's just I can't use it on an American VCR because of the speed difference. So I went and found it on YouTube, and I'm like, I can barely see. Like there's a little bit of red light on the stage, so I'm guessing they had to have gone like way late at night because Donington wasn't an indoor thing.
Yeah.
No.
Well, something I was always very curious of, at least to my knowledge anyway. I've listened to a couple of Bruce Dickinson's solo live albums, and not a single one of his Iron Maiden songs from his time in Maiden is on the live albums. Like, Halper would do Priest and, fight stuff, and, Rob Zombie would do White Zombie stuff, and Ozzy does Sabbath stuff. I guess he just wanted to completely separate himself from all that. Maybe. I don't know. But you would think.
Well, I have a DVD set of Bruce's solo stuff, and there's a couple concerts on it, and one of them is the Skunkworks one. The only song he does is The Prisoner. Everything else is the Skunkworks, and from the first album he did but he did The Prisoner for some reason. That's the only one he did have made for that set for the Skunkworks thing he was doing.
Of course, in the earlier Bruce days, when his first 3 solo albums before he had Adrian come back in, or he was working with Roy Z, they were more hard rock. I mean, I don't know if those bands. He was probably just tired of doing the Maiden stuff and doing the longer songs.
Yeah.
And then two, maybe some of those band members might not have been able to pull it off.
I think there's some simple enough Maiden songs they could have done. I think they could have done some stuff off of No Prayer. I don't think everything on that album was real technical. I think they could have pulled some stuff from Peace of Mind, you know. But I guess to me, it made a lot more sense if you did some of the Maiden stuff, because when you've been established with a band for so long and then you go solo, like especially like with Halford and Ozzy, you're basically starting from the beginning. You're back in club days again. And what do people want to hear? They want to hear your old stuff too,
Yeah.
you know, and your new stuff. So I guess because I don't think, from some stuff I've seen anyway, I don't think he left Maiden on a bitter term. He just wanted to branch out to some other stuff musically, kind of like Halford did. And but Halford's was more messy, and it didn't need to be that way. And he just was like, you know, I can't commit fully to what I want to do if I'm doing Maiden as well, you know. And so maybe he just was like, I'm going to let my music speak for itself, which is I think a very risky way to do it for somebody who's had a few albums, you know, that have, you know, are very well known, to go out on just your solo stuff, which doesn't even sound like the stuff you did before.
Yeah. Crazy.
Are you eating popcorn? Dog loves popcorn.
That's funny.
My dogs would always beg for popcorn anytime we popped it up.
All I had to do was grab the package from the cabinet, and she'd race to listen to the popping in the microwave.
Dogs know when you're getting food. You hear the rattling of the paper, and they're like, "Oh, is that for me?" They run in the door, look at it for me. It's not for you.
They're in the food room.
Get away.
Something good's going down in there. I don't know what.
Well, our newest cat is a beggar for food too. So now I eat every time I'm in the kitchen. She's there. If I sit down to eat bacon and eggs in the morning, she's right there on the table. I can put her down. She's back up.
Can I come over for bacon and eggs in the morning?
She's always trying to steal my food.
Well, you can't make yourself bacon and eggs, Tim?
Thankfully, Dio's not like that. We've tried a couple human food things with him. He just isn't really interested in it, which is a good thing, because that means he's not in my plate.
Well, my concern is the cat's going to get in the cupboard and get into stuff she shouldn't get into, but we can't keep stuff laying around. She's like a dog in a cat's body.
That's funny.
She's a tiny little thing too.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, gents, guess we'll have to think up another topic, or we can put that off on Ron. Say, all right, Ron, it's your turn.
It'll be all Saxon, all Overkill, or some kind of combination.
And again, it doesn't have, like you said, it doesn't have to be something, you know, physical product. It could be, you know,
right.
I know that Ron's gotten rid of a bunch in his collection, but he's got a lot of it here, and we don't have to always have it in hand.
You know, we did had an idea that we never did, Tim. The one where Ron said to do, or you came up with, do 10 albums with 10 bands with starting with our first name letter. We never did that. If you remember that.
10 albums with our first name letter?
Yeah, with our letter, like our, you know, T. There's 10 bands with our T, with the name T, you know, or that we like. That was one of the ones.
Have 10 bands with T?
I don't know.
I would if we did that, I'd go with E just to kind of mix it up, so we wouldn't have to.
Yeah,
we'd be tripping over each other's choices.
Mine's both GG, so I have no choice.
I really want to do the ranking of the first Iron Maiden album. I'm really interested to see who would be ranking those songs.
We could do that. I got no problem with that.
That's an easy enough one to do.
Cool.
I just know if we do the combined Bark at the Moon and Ultimate Sin, all the songs from Ultimate Sin are going to be ranked lower. It's going
Not
to end up
necessarily.
me basically ranking the album separate anyway.
Oh, I mean, we could do them
No,
separately.
see, I like Ultimate Sin better than Bark at the Moon.
Man,
Yeah, I
no.
kind of lean that way a little bit myself, but I could still mix it up. There's some on.
But my favorite song from Ozzy is on Bark at the Moon. So how's that?
I'm gonna take a guess. Hold on. It's either the title track or Rock and Roll Rebel.
It's the title track. Good choice. See, Tim's a smart guy.
I'm a fart smeller, not a smart fella.
On that note,
All right, well, I think some Iron Maiden, self-titled, and at some point we could break the Aussies up, and we could do Bark at the Moon first, and then follow it up
that's fine.
another time with the next one.
Cool.
And if anything else pops up in between, sounds like playing.
Not a plan. That would make us sound like adults.
Well,
Yeah.
some ideas that could be hashed out.
Go start this boy's laundry before I take him back tomorrow. Huh? It's in the dryer?
Cut it.
Oh, it needs to go in the dryer. Okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Do your laundry.